Alien, Chariot of the Gods, GMJ, players Ryan, Jaime, and Dave. Ed's absent tonight, in memory of Brett. Game on. There's a Montero, here's the Conus. We'll be using little markers, little tiny, teensy weensy.
Let's see. Do you have 6-siders?
I got 6-siders over here.
Okay.
2 colors. You just need 2 color 6-siders, so.
Okay, well, what do you think, Jamie?
I'm gonna have my blacks as stresses and my whites as.
You probably need like 8.
I need, for some of my tests, I need 10. Comms, I think I have 10.
Those are really cold, but
Just keep it fast paced and engaged.
just watching the dunking bird.
Yep. Trying to fix it. The test to fix that thing was insane.
I saw it, so I made a random ship problem generator. And it was like formidable 3. And I was like, what do you gotta do? Bend it? It was like titanium.
Well, the reason is because puny little fucking things like that are always impossible to fix.
And that's what I thought. Like, this is perfect for like a stress meter. Just like, here's the shit that's going on.
Why do you need a hieroglyphic just for laser?
Why do you need a hieroglyphic for coffee?
I would see coffee as more applicable than laser.
What now? Jesus Christ.
The semiotics page didn't print.
Oh, I got one for everybody. They're just in black and white.
Okay, but that means someone's going to find them on the color printer.
They're on the printer?
Oh, fuck. I did that before, actually, when I was running Dark Heresy once. I left them on. I left something on the printer for Dark Heresy in my office, and I was like, oh god. I don't know how that's gonna go because that shit is not very pleasant.
I have to go upstairs and see if we got. I ordered a dunking bird from Amazon.
See if it came in. I think that's instrumental to our morale.
Yeah.
And what you got to do is you just got to justify it in the context of like some psychologist said that this was useful for crew morale or something, you know?
Until it was Cronus
Yes.
came out of nowhere, it was like, so what is this? Basically just the first movie? We pulled out early, distress signal.
Yep.
I'm just like, because that's literally one of my all-time favorites.
Well, that section, so he'll tell you what happened to him. What were your 2 options of getting out of there?
So, just for everybody out of character, what I saw.
What you thought you saw.
What I thought I saw. I know I saw it. All right, I don't care what they say, hysterics. I know what I saw.
You're becoming hysterical.
I am jaded. I know when I'm getting space hysterics. That was not space hysterics, but I saw some sort of appendage that was definitely not person-like trying to get me in the little crawl space that I was in trying to repair the heat fence. And luckily, like, it kind of got jammed shut and the thing got jammed in there and it was still coming after me. So I could either go deeper into the ship to try to get in, and by the way, the debris had gotten my suit punctured, so I was losing air slowly.
Just out of pure luck.
Yeah. So yeah, those rolls you were seeing, yeah, great rolls on my part.
It was fail, panic, fail, panic.
So
Everything's under control.
So I could either go in and try to get an inner hatch to the ship and reseal, or I could. The thing disappeared after a little bit. After I went inside to look, and then I failed going inside, panicking, and dropped one of my tools deep into the ship.
Oh, jeez.
And so then I was like, all right, well, I'm going to turn back around. It was gone. So I was like, all right, well, I don't have a tether anymore because it got snapped by the thing. So I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to spacewalk without a tether.
How did the tether get snapped, do you think?
The thing's teeth. Theoretical teeth. Which those tethers are pretty strong. So, So I managed to get out and spacewalk across, but I have no idea where it went. Hence my panic when
I gotta talk to you in private a second over here, because you were watching the cameras on that area.
This is also what I liked about the write and play, is that you could keep perspectives different really well, and we had a chaotic neutral, a lawful evil, chaotic good, a lawful good, and another neutral character in the group. Mm-hmm. And the only way that really works is if you can keep some kind of hidden motivations.
Right. Mm. Well, that's what Dave and I were talking about on the way here, because he was saying what's really cool with that format, because I've never done before, but with the direct messages, you can
go right to the DM or to another player. Right. So we should go to other players and just loop the DM in. If I would go and talk to, or if somebody would go and talk to somebody else and have some kind of scheme, as long as the DM was looped in. So I was a DM in those cases, and I would just manage everything. But
that's cool.
Yeah, those games were really fun because of that. It's a lot of time investment though. Like you have to.
We've got to be able to. Yeah, that was my problem with. I'm swamped at work and I have pretty much something going on every night.
Well, I spent too much time at work doing it the last couple days. To be honest. And when I was driving home, I should not have been. A lot of those messages were me driving on the highway. So.
Oh, you bad boy.
I mean, to be fair, if I'm driving at 5 o'clock, I'm going 15 miles an hour the whole fucking way home.
Yeah, true.
Apparently I didn't see any of that.
Great. Right, everybody thinks I'm crazy.
Yep.
Davis was watching the
Fine with
cameras
me.
the whole time.
I was watching the camera the whole time.
Well, we ended with you starting to
He gassed me.
You're looping out on the air dog. How much longer does he need to be out in the airlock?
A couple hours. Miller seems pretty. Wilson seems pretty eager to get going, and he was following standard protocol. You know, you got to decompress as you get the bends when you come back from spacewalks and stuff. And so he was following protocols, but you don't know why he shut off maybe he was just sick listening to you ramble in there or something. But he and you are the two medical people
I did
in
threaten
the.
him. Yeah, I have decent med skills, so me being in there is great. I have no combat skills, but I have, well, sort of. But I have a lot of like support.
But yeah, you get kind of groggy.
I tried to seal my own suit to like keep this stuff out, but I failed.
So you're just out in that little airlock here. Oh, wait, let me get some tiny little minis. Hold on 1 second.
God, I can't believe I didn't bring.
I forgot to. A gene sealer would have been perfect.
Yeah. God damn it. Oh well. Maybe we'll play it again some year.
I like this system. I like the D6 system. I haven't played a good D6 system since like Shadowrun. Not
The old
that-
Star Wars was D6. I thought it was really, really well done.
Yeah. Did we play? No, we played the one with the special dice. Yeah.
We played basically the Warhammer.
This was on the old West End games from the 90s Star Wars RPG. We only played it a couple times, but it really captured the cinematic feel of Star Wars. You know, where like you jump on a speeder and you're racing through jungle. You know, and it's just like it has some really cool ways of handling that.
Yes, I basically played a
Mugler.
solo with off.
As you should in Star Wars, because everybody's
Step on an archer.
there's like 4 types of people in the whole Star Wars galaxy. So
The whole fucking and they're all fucking related to each other. For some reason, you have a whole galaxy of people, but no, you got to deal with one family.
yeah.
You guys ever play the old Risk game that didn't have the little Roman numerals that had the little tents?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I wish I had those. We're using Roman numerals. So you guys are on the Montero.
Yeah, that'll work good. Little spot, little.
And Carolyn is
Yep, it'll be just like we're reading our motion tracker.
Yep. So what you're going to see is little pings. And you guys saw the Prometheus movie or the other one. That's kind of how they did it on there. So everybody pick who they're going to be.
Ryan, you want another one? There's plenty.
No, I'm good.
Sure.
It's getting stuck in my teeth.
Okay.
It's good.
Jay,
But if I
so-
keep
David, I
eating,
had this stuff already.
Okay.
if I keep eating it though, I will.
Oh, you guys are in the Montero.
Yeah, we're in the Montero. So this is.
So you are actually underneath on
I'm in the
the
second.
launch point, which is here, or the
Jamie,
the airlock.
I'm good, thank you. Though.
You guys probably are gonna.
So I should be.
Did you like the drama I created with Cham? Oh, I can't wait to tell Ryan all the stuff. Where's Ryan?
I told Jamie.
What aren't you telling me?
That this sort of thing lends itself very well to PB play-by-post.
Yeah. Especially with the graphics you can throw in and stuff. And
Yeah, well, the mechanics are really simple, which is part of the like you. If you're playing a really like that was the one thing that we struggled with because we played Pathfinder. The mechanics are not they're like overly complicated.
Well,
Right.
what also lends itself well is like you were sitting at the table telling Ryan what he was seeing. You could private PM
and it
him.
was quick too.
And I was like, well, shit, I just see the tether from the bridge fly off into space. You know, it's like, where the fuck is Ryan?
All right, Davis, you're gonna be green.
I'll be green.
You're gonna be a green 5.
Rye is red
Rise red.
for the white hot rage in her.
And then we got blue's gonna be Wilson. He's 10. And
Oh, we already have a blue, don't we?
Yeah.
brown will be Cham.
So we have 2
We need a
blues.
yellow 10
And make the yellow. Because Wilson's yellow.
because he's
Yellow belly.
He's
piss
yellow.
afraid all the time.
He's a yellow rat bastard.
Don't you like him? Don't you like him already?
No, I already promised that I was gonna hurt him, so that'll happen at some point.
Right. I'm in the bridge.
I'm outside the airlock.
Okay, son. You saw the picture of the ship.
Gorgeous art in that book, by the way.
So when I had this printed, somebody warned me and I didn't fucking listen. You got to put the right pages in order.
Oh yeah, what book?
So of
Like how
course,
books work.
Oh,
the way it came out,
so you don't get the gorgeous layout of the whole thing.
isn't that nice? Anyways, actually mention
Oh,
it,
did
but-
you just print it from like a?
So normally this is back to back or side by side the ship.
Oh,
yeah.
So the one you guys saw is the actual photo or the actual.
Did you
image.
just print it from like a PDF?
Yeah, this was the actual thing, and it cost me $30 to take it down and print it. If I wanted it in full color, it was $74. So I chose the cheaper route. Since I'm getting the full book in the fall. So
Well, shoot.
I got the setup if we need it. We shouldn't. So
There you go.
the adventure. Okay,
This is Rye.
there you go.
Yep. Well, except I wasn't going towards the other ship. I was
No.
trying to make sure that we could move.
So right now you're just kind of you're making all kinds of babbling noises. Miller's looking back and you're like, you can turn the switch on if you want. You want to listen to her babble, but you know standard protocols. We can't just let her in. She'll get the bends, and then we'll have a real problem on our hands.
How's Cam feeling at this point?
Oh, Cham?
Yeah, Chan.
Cham is he hit his head pretty hard. Probably a concussion. All I could think of was that Alien movie when what's his name gets a concussion. Yeah, he's basically just standing there in his underwear with the blanket half wrapped around him, and he's so big that it doesn't really wrap all the way around.
Got his Jesus Saves
So
shirt.
that's, yeah, and he's got his Jesus Save shirts that he just thinks is the bomb. So
Was I hearing all of this up in the bridge? Was the comms
yeah,
open?
through the intercom.
So
Cham, well, I'm going to tell Cham to go get dressed and maybe pop a stim, and then come back. I'm going to stay and keep an eye on Rye.
Okay. And Miller's like, Captain, we probably ought to make plans for the salvage. We don't know what else is going to be an issue out here. The debris field, do you guys understand what the debris field came from? It was more just a cloud of shit floating around the ship. So that's drawn in by just the mass and the artificial gravity of the ship and stuff. And then when you come through, it's basically the hornet's nest gets stirred up and shit gets flung all
Because
over.
we have our own.
Yep.
Yep.
And the thing that you saw inside the doorway, do you remember what it said?
The inside the doorway.
It looked like it was reaching for you, but it turned out it was a long metal seal that would normally go around an ejection module, like an EEV.
Oh
escape
yeah.
device.
I don't remember what
And that's
it's
what you swore was reaching for you.
Yeah.
It's going like this, banging around in the zero grav.
So you're basically seeing things.
Sure.
Dave, if you can pull that up on the Discord.
yeah, I got it.
I'll
Let's
bring
see.
it up. It might be in my DM. Probably is in my DM.
But yeah, there was
I
a.
agree.
It says USS Cronus Science Module Ejection Safety Seal. No compression in compartment.
So then, if an EEV or a module that they would eject for whatever reason gets pushed out, the safety seal gets thrown with it. It's kind of like an airplane, you know. If they like, I don't know, tape up your luggage or some shit.
So in
Ejection safe field. No compression in compartment.
And it was just a long metal seal. Normally they'd be in a square. It'd go all the way around whatever they're going to seal. And And the other debris floating around there, God knows, you haven't really tried to evaluate it at all. You keep getting random pings of some larger item, but there's so much crap going around. And then, like say, with the star itself is a really bright, tiny blue star with 2 brown dwarfs, very dim brown dwarfs at a very close location to the star going around. Plus, you guys are in rotation like this, so the sun's here and you're doing this, so you go dark side, light side. Plus, you got this light coming off the star, so it really is murder on the eyes. And you did get some rad exposure, but
What I heard before Rye got shut off, I heard her saying something like sealing the hull,
Deck A,
and making sure nothing got in or whatever.
That sounds like crazy talk, though. To be fair,
It sounds like crazy talk, but we have been getting hit by a lot of debris.
Yep.
So I'm going to start trying to use the cameras as best I can to see if there's anything. I'll ask Mother, check, make sure there's no hull breaches.
well, that's what I was going to say.
But also, like, can I see the hull of the ship with the various cameras and see if anything weird's going on?
Make a quick observation check.
All right,
And
observation.
You do not have to push your roll with your stress. If you panic on it, basically it's just kind of a non-effect there.
So observation would be wits plus my skill, so that would be 3.
You guys can drop your stress level by 1 now because you've had enough downtime. Each 5 to 10 minutes is called a turn.
Okay, so I don't have any stress right
A shift is like 5 to 10 hours. And then
now. So I don't have stress then because I just had the 1 stress from.
okay, so just make a straight roll.
Okay.
1 6.
I got 3
6s.
6s, so I can show off while I
right.
observe.
You flick the switch enough times, and you pull the duct tape off the next switch over, and and one of the lights actually bangs back on the outside, and you get a view that there's a lot of debris that's just kind of drifted towards the Montero and has kind of begun to stick to your hull. You don't see much stuff that's bigger than this big.
Is it like
there's some larger straps and things like that. It looks like maybe there was a decompression at some level on the Cronus where a bunch of crap got sucked out.
Okay, so is it like chairs and like food stuffs? Is it like
small stuff, kind of unidentifiable junk?
Okay.
Just junk. You don't get really good close looks to see what it looks like, but
okay, but I can't say, oh, this looks like medbay shit, or this looks
right.
like
Yeah, it's more identifiable as almost generic Acme closet stuff. A broom floats by kind of thing, and
If I remember correctly, the cameras weren't very HD, so
yeah. All right. Okay.
yeah. We asked Mother about any sort of hull breaches, any damage from the close.
the main stress on the ship was basically due to the quick turn that you had to do at the end, and it just caused some structural buckling. Rye got down there and fixed some of the. What did you got the heat exchange fixed, but you didn't get the hull buckle fixed?
I didn't get the hull buckle.
I was really hoping you were going to try to crawl through the inner side of the ship.
Yeah.
Like in that movie Pandorum, when he has to crawl through, and he's all covered
exactly.
in oil and just like birthed from the grease of the ship.
Just the ship gives birth to him. Yeah, well, after I dropped the jack into the innards of the ship, I was like, all right, well, this probably isn't going to
Yeah,
happen.
that's not gonna. It was just like it was like a session of Warhammer. Fumble, fail, fail, fumble, drop item. Here's what the Cronus looks like. And then the Montero looks like.
Size-wise, the Cronus is much larger than ours.
Yeah. You guys are on an Nostromo-like ship.
You guys probably didn't hear it, but Mother reported that when it embarked, when it left Earth, I think it had a crew of 30.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're all still alive, probably.
Probably, that's why they're out here.
Rescue mission. That's all this is. It's feel good. Get them home.
And so here's what your ship looks like. These are from the blueprints on the Amazon website. They put all those up. I'm like, well, that's handy. Now all I need is a map of Hadley's Hope. All right, so yeah, you don't really detect any other problem areas right now. Mother tells you that you need to perform salvage as contracted. You knew that.
Yep.
And there's some gear that's available to you guys. Whenever you do salvage, you know, you kind of, it's been on here for 73 years. You're just going to have a bunch of dried up dead husks of people that might be alive, might be dead. You know, maybe some people in the, there's your gear on the Montero. I think I gave you that earlier.
Death wheels on the first one.
But you're also going to have some specifics that Mother says. She spits out the details, and Wilson can pretty much recite them verbatim, since he's kind of the company liaison
Specifics on
things that you have to accomplish.
Do we have an idea of what this ship has as cargo that we're trying to salvage?
They're known as having a, there it is, recover samples from the Cronus, escort the salvaged Cronus to Anchorhead, its nearby system. Actually, you did a little bit of digging. Turns out you're about 16 months off course, and you found the ping after you moved off course.
We have a great pilot.
Here's my question.
So, if the ship's flyable, you got to fly it to Anchorhead or another Whalen-Yutani facility, and then obviously if there's any crew members, you're going to revive them, save them, make sure they got food. After 73 years, they're going to be a mess.
Would we leave the other ship here, or?
You're most likely you're going to rev up the other ship, fly it home, and it's going to be worth a gajillion dollars to you guys.
Yes, I'm seeing
The fact that you guys, this is a dream come true for people to come across the salvage, because you don't necessarily get to keep the ship or something like that, but the reward, that's a lot of the reward. The bonus is massive. Now you just got to figure out a way to get over there. Usually use the umbilicus on the bottom side of the ship. Looks like this. You attach it to the other ship. Then you don't have to do a spacewalk. It's kind of like just it's a sealed. You remember in
Doing the space
passageway
stations.
umbilical.
Yeah. And so it's like in E.T. that little
Right.
vacuum cleaner hose they hooked up to the back. It looks like that. Or you can do a spacewalk.
To a synchronous.
Yeah, you guys.
spin.
Yeah, so that's the other thing you got to do first there, Davis, is you need to make your flight, your piloting check to get lined up.
All right. Are we gonna rest? And I mean, am I gonna just start?
I'm resting.
I mean, are we gonna just start doing this shit without actually even sitting down in the mess together? Or?
No, we're gonna. When Rye gets clear of the airlock, we're gonna get together. We're gonna have a chat. I'm gonna look at. I want to try to find out if.
Are you still down in the thing?
I'm outside the airlock waiting for Rye to where we can exit the.
Where
take
Cham and
Rye.
Davis? Are they with you?
I told Cham to go get dressed and take a stim.
I mean, Wilson.
Wilson was still here. I don't know if he took off.
Wilson's been kind of any time you turn around, he's like looking at shit, nosing around,
Get a
and
liquid grab. Going through people's stuff.
pretty much.
See, what I want to know is if it appeared that, because I obviously didn't get up very quickly. What I want to know is, was Wilson already up? Was he the first person who was?
I was up pretty quick. Was he up before me?
You were the first person out of cryo.
You were throwing up for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
You never did.
So was I. So I'm just trying to figure out who might have messed with our coordinates, and I don't trust Wilson at all.
Mother informs crew the ghost ship was the source of the distress call. Our engines are dead. Inertia's carried her on this outer belt. It's about the distance out, like I said, from Pluto, from the sun. No running interior lights, no exterior lights going. It's on minimal power. It's been in space. Launched in 2110, so it's been out here a while.
It's almost
Minimal
as old as
power.
our, cargo shuttle.
And it's got a repeating SOS signal.
So
Mother has the floor plans and gives them out to you. These are standard for these things. There's usually a science module attached. And you haven't done the whole thing, but you presume if the science module seal tape is floating around in space, maybe the science module is damaged or
gone.
vacuumed, gone, whatever.
So how fast is this ship? Is it going through space?
0.04 light, actually 0.05 light speed. It's matched the speed of this orbital rotation or orbital revolution.
Okay, so not slow.
Right. I think it's 17,000 kilometers per hour.
So whenever Miller gets back, I mean, I think.
As soon as you're ready to match it up, you'll be able to
All right. So
get synchronous with
because
it.
Mother was being wonky with me.
Yes.
So I think either there's a fault in the system, or someone's been fucking around with it.
Right, because is there a way to run a full diagnostic on Mother?
Well, I think Rye has a com.
It takes a while, and
Can probably do that. I mean, I only have 17 other things on the docket, and I only really get paid to do 4 of them, so...
All right, I'm going to try
Yeah, well,
and...
all of our life sucks, okay? Get in line.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure you're paid more than me, XO, so maybe you should just learn how to do some of this stuff.
Jay, I'm going to make a piloting roll to put us in geosynchronous orbit.
okay, it is a pilot. Yes, a failed roll will cause further damage to your ship. Go ahead.
Is there a negative modifier?
No, it just says plain old piloting roll. What are the chances? What's your skill
Right.
plus your...
Agility is 5, and piloting is 3.
Holy shit. All right, you better not fail this.
Yeah, that's
pilot.
pretty much
Didn't want to screw up anything else.
my forte.
Wilson's leaning in, and you can hear him breathing as he's watching the numbers on there.
Is he in the? He's in the bridge.
He's just kind of right here. and
Is he
you just
like
kinda hear
breathing
him
through his mouth, like?
Yeah.
It's a little bit creepier, too, that we're all chicks, and there's this one dude that's just, like, real... going through our shit.
Get any ones?
I got 2 ones.
All right, so just roll 2 stress dice. There's some cagey things you got to be able to do. Go ahead and roll 2 stress dice. Just don't get any ones on these, and then you won't crash into the other ship or anything.
So I can push the roll.
You can, but you've succeeded. But just because you're ones, I'm gonna have you just roll 2 stress dice
Okay.
to see if there's any concerns that come up.
5 and a 3. No ones.
Good. So no stress to your ship. Spacewalking or attempting to extend the umbilical extension requires a heavy machinery roll. There's a main airlock on the Cronus. As you're flipping your light on it, it looks bent, the main airlock. So you should be able to attach, but it may require repair when you get there.
Okay. Okay, I'll say, all right, Chief, we're lined up.
Is Rye awake yet?
No.
Cham, how you feeling?
I'm just jazzed to be on the ship.
Hey, Wilson, don't you think we ought to wait until we got everyone ready to roll here before we go tromping off on this?
We're in synchronous
Yep.
with the ship? Okay.
Well,
thing
Ms.
hooked
Davis, I believe that's the CO's call, not the other.
Thanks for your confidence in me, Wilson. Shut up. All right. Once Rye is awake and out of the airlock, we're going to have a little confab, discuss what the heck happened out there. I don't want to go running into the ship totally blind, but seriously, this could make or break all of us.
Question for Game Mother.
Mm-hmm.
Are we familiar with this book, The Beast?
The book, The Beast?
Yeah, or whatever that book was that's floating around the frontier, talking about bioweapons and
Everybody roll a d6. 6 is yes.
Nope.
I'm going to let you roll 3
Five.
times.
nope.
I'll roll 2 more items there. It'll run. Nope.
Okay.
Okay, so we're not
Cham?
familiar with it.
No, and of course the fucking lawyer does. But he's not about to offer up any information.
Okay.
Well, tell me, what all did you see in this debris field?
Well, there was like a big ass like kind of like med bay servo arm that I think is what hit the airlock that he was in, and so I don't know if that would have been in the science pod or not.
Were we able to see any obvious signs of distress, like gaping holes or anything on the other ship?
Not from the view that you've got here. Every now and then that orbiting cloud of crap kind of comes down and batters and bounces around a little bit and starts to orbit your ship in a giant figure 8 of debris. There's not a ton, it's not like a really scary amount, but there was enough that the cloud that came by her was bad enough. Mother's reporting an issue with laundry, and Daisy. Daisy's pretty old.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
Daisy. Daisy's your little shuttlecraft.
Daisy, let me just put it this way, because I'm an adrenaline junkie, I like flying Daisy, especially when I'm carrying around giant tanks of H3.
Daisy's old as this thing that we just discovered.
Daisy's got an issue with propulsion. It's going to require 3 comm checks in a row.
So Mother
Easies.
Plus
+1.
reported that the Dunking Bird was also.
Mother cares about the Dunking Bird?
Well, that's what I'm telling you. I think Mother has like some sort of fault in the system.
The laundry had an issue with the reading gauges, and there's an electrical short.
Thank you, Mother.
Was that you that put the priority sticker on the Dunking Bird?
Yeah.
Or was that you?
No, I tried to fix it.
That was me.
Oh, that's what the fight was about.
So, for some reason, there was a strenuous heavy machinery roll for the first one, which is not my forte.
dunking bird.
I have some heavy machinery skill, but that's Cham.
But you see, we were discussing before you got here, those puny little things that are cheesy ass shit, they're always the hardest thing to try to fix when they're not working right.
Yeah. It's just as easy to break them when you're trying to fix them.
Exactly. Alright, so what do you want to do first?
Well, I want to wait till Rye is.
Rye's here and then get a report from Rye on what Rye experienced.
I'm gonna stay
out there.
high as possible for as long as possible.
Alright.
Reality sucks.
You see Davis eyeing some of your highness. Seems a little jealous.
Davis, you alright?
What?
You alright?
I'm fine. I was just looking at the the video. I got the camera on the port air brakes, and what a good job Rye did fixing those.
Okay.
You kind of peek over Davis's shoulder. You're looking at there's a repeat of the rotation of sparkly lights, dark side, and as you're looking, you can see the last of your hatch as it kind of disappears into the dark. And there's this little silver blip, and then it goes into the dark.
So I am awake, and I am starting to question my own memory about this, because I know how space hysteria can work. And I know that I saw something else.
Space madness.
Space madness.
To
excuse
quote
me.
Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, space madness. So, and I know I had a leak in my suit, which could easily cause serious problems. But I still have some pretty nagging suspicion that there was more going on than just debris.
Right.
So
You could go back out there and check, though.
I would not want to go out alone again.
That hatch is still open, correct?
Yeah.
Could we take Daisy out, or would it be too cumbersome?
Well, you might need to use Daisy to supervise the umbilicus going to the Cronus anyways.
Are we safe at this point from a lot of debris? Because the whole reason I went out there in the first place was to make sure that we
The
could
umbilicus,
thrust away.
they're this much closer. They're, you're like 30 feet apart now rather than.
So we're
And I'm
in-
assuming since we're kind of like in a synchronous kind of whatever spin, that we would become part of its
Yeah.
gravity or whatever. And then
Yeah, most of the
would
debris then starts clunking off or whatever, only to come around 64 minutes later and clunk you in the back of the head.
So, Jay, can I explain story points real quick?
Yep.
Because I noticed here on our character sheet, it looks like we each have 3. Is that true or no?
Yes,
There's 3.
each you have 3, and then what do story points do?
Okay, so in a cinematic scenario, you can spend a story point to get 1 automatic success in a dice roll.
Oh.
You can spend the story point after a failed roll, or even after a successful roll, in order to get an extra success. You gain story points by following your personal agenda. You can never have any more. You can never have more than 3 story points.
Do you guys remember what your agendas were?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mine was making money so I can buy a ship.
I gotta pop a pill by the end of this shift, by the way. Hey, is Wilson's key card still on his?
So Wilson keeps it on like a little chain, and he frickin' just loves it. He sits around and just does this with it. And every time you look, like you saw him like glance down the mother's hall as he was coming up the way to talk to you that one time.
Yeah.
Ever so slightly. You've never seen him in Mother. He actually doesn't really. That's not a place he would normally be.
Yeah, when Miller was in there.
So. All right. So. Yeah.
So
you're
he's
just-
fondling it right now, is what you're telling me. Okay.
Cham has already fixed the laundry.
How is Cham doing in my assessment? Does he look?
He's good. He doesn't have a cut, but he had a pretty good lump on the side of his head from clocking it against the side.
Is he
of
a
the
little
thing.
bit more put together?
Yeah,
seeming?
he's already fixed the laundry too.
Oh, thanks, Cham.
So he comes up, and those fuckers that do that kind of stuff at work without being told, and they did it for free with a smile on their face, and they make everybody else look like lazy fucking bastards. That's him. So he's already fixed the laundry.
Did he at least put on his pants?
He doesn't need to put on his pants. I'm okay with him not having his
Ones
pants.
means no. No, he got his pants on.
Hey, Cham, Mother says that Daisy has a problem with Olsen. Can you take a look at that? Because we need to be taking her out.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So he runs off.
Wait, before you go, just I'm gonna recap about what we saw.
Tell us what happened outside.
Okay.
What happened to?
Well, it's kind of hazy now after the sedation, but I remember going out trying to fix the FTE heat valve so that we weren't gonna blow the thrusters out, trying to get away from the debris, and the hatch to get to it was damaged by the debris, so it was halfway open. And I got in there and I started fixing it, and I remember, and when I was in there, the debris hit again, and it seemed like you were trying to keep us on course there, so I didn't go flying, luckily. But it did hit me and damage the suit, and I immediately knew the suit was damaged, but it wasn't so bad that I was going to lose pressure immediately. And then things got weird and get a little bit hazy because I was trying to quickly finish the repair because I figured I had a couple minutes based on my assessment of the suit. And something else happened after the debris. In my memory, it seemed like an appendage, like an arm or something came in, and teeth. I remember teeth.
But isn't it possible that your umbilical or that your tether was just simply cut by the aluminum on the seal? I heard your ramblings too when you were talking about this when you first came out.
Wilson,
have you ever been outside the ship? Have you ever spacewalked in your whole life?
Wilson, I ask for your opinion here.
Well, I just need to state the obvious.
Hey, Wilson,
Hey,
shut up. You want to go back into hypersleep?
Oh, well, I just don't want the ramblings of a person who had.
Would you like to go back into hypersleep?
Well, I can't go back into hypersleep.
well, I'm not saying that's what it was, but that's what I remember at the time, and that could have been space madness. So that could have been the loss of CO in my suit, and the loss of oxygen, and the loss of pressure. But my tether did snap rather quickly, and something did lunge out at me, directly at me, that to the point where I had to move back into the ship to get away from it. When I came back, it seemed like there was, part of the aluminum had come in, and that might have been it, but I'm not sure. And it's a little fuzzy now. At that point, I had two options. I was running out of air, and my tether was damaged. In falling back from the whatever had come at me, I dropped the jack into the hull of the ship. So we gotta retrieve that. Should be in there somewhere.
Jaime says we got another jack. So
Yeah, but we don't want to leave it loose. You never know what happens when you leave it loose.
I did pull in your tether. It had some kind of crazy clear lubricant on the end. I figured it was just some of the hydraulic spill from the outside.
Well, we need to check that.
It looked like it had just been kind of cut through. I don't know if it was aluminum or not, but there may have just been that space lubricant on there. I don't know.
That would be strange, but I think we should check that.
We
at some
should
point.
definitely grab it and take a look at it.
At that point, I had two options: either go into the ship and go to an internal hatch. I didn't have all my tools, so I figured I was gonna chance it with a non-tethered spacewalk.
You went in that hatch that we fixed, didn't you?
Yeah, that was the first thing we fixed. Got to fix.
See,
the
that's why you go the extra mile. It might save your life someday.
Quick question: Am I thinking that when I saw the seal, or did I see like an arm?
All you saw was it was in there, and
I was on the
cleared
dark
it, and
side.
it got pushed out, and then it.
I was also on the dark side
With momentum, and then it got pushed against an antenna array and went like this, and it's still hanging out there if you want to see it.
But
out there.
it wasn't like a servo arm, like from a medical.
No, nothing that heavy. It was it was like just an aluminum.
Right,
imagine a really long, strung out aluminum can with writing on the outside and a layer of tape with a little hazard
possible
margin.
that could break the tether for sure, but unless it was propelled with enough force, and it seemed like the debris had already finished its action.
Did it have any sort of edge to it?
At the time I had about 75 seconds until I was reaching, so I didn't really assess that, but we should look.
Yeah, no.
There might be remnants of the tether out there. If there is a thing out there, I don't want to.
All right, well, let's
preposterous.
Shut up, Wilson.
Quick question for the game mother. you said I was seeing things, quote unquote.
Just because the flash of the trinary star system,
like,
and
I
just
wasn't, like, what did I maybe think I saw?
I don't know. When you go back and you watch the video, it's
Okay, so I didn't see anything that would corroborate.
it wasn't like
anything
there's a
you said.
second man on the grassy knoll.
Okay, all right.
There's like debris, like there's this little blip towards the end before it goes dark, but it could be anything.
All right.
Yeah.
Jesus, Ryan, I thought I had a hallucinogen problem.
You want to get high? You can go out there and lose O2 for a while. You'll start seeing shit.
All right.
Feeling
Gang, we have a golden opportunity here.
That's true.
This you're asking for more money right across that.
Yeah, whether there's a thing out there or not, we're gonna get that shit out there.
You guys will get exactly what's contracted to you by the company, as long as you follow protocols.
Yeah.
We're following protocols, Wilson. Don't worry. I'm sure you'll make
and
sure.
I don't want you to think that I'm the bad guy here, because I'm not a bad guy once you get to know me. But I have a stake in this too. If we use our heads here, we can all come out winners.
So, Wilson, what are the protocols on a damaged airlock with, a crew member who's in it, and, it would compromise the safety of the crew to fix the airlock, so, it's kind of the greater good thing. So, let's just say, hypothetically, the CO was stuck in a broken airlock. Wouldn't it be in the best interest for protocol to launch the CO into the void?
Now, if the CO was stuck in the airlock and wasn't responsive, well, then it would be the XO's call on that.
Oh, okay.
particular
I'll make sure that that's your call.
There's a lot
that
of
if we have to launch somebody out of the airlock.
extenuating circumstances.
Hey, Wilson, try not to step on my face when you're climbing that corporate ladder.
Oh, okay. Oh, I get it. It's a lawyer joke.
Hey, Wilson, and I do appreciate you calming me down using that stuff. That was good protocol, but I did mean what I said.
I don't know. I've turned it off.
Okay, that's fine. Jammer.
All right, enough.
Oh, Wilson, I'm feeling a little edgy. You think you could take a hit of that?
We can't break out the Aspen beer until after the first shift of the salvage
I'm
operation.
crawling on my skin here.
Davis.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, sorry I gave you shit earlier.
Those port fins saved our asses.
Yeah, well, I could have died out there too if you weren't flying right.
Right. Okay. So let's figure out how we're going to do this. Nobody's going to be alone. We're always going to be partnered up, at least one other person. So we need to probably use Daisy to try to get that umbilical attached.
Yeah.
And that means you.
Daisy's like an undersea vessel. It's got the two little robotic arms and the bubble on the front and stuff, but it's also it's aged. It is old.
Like I say, every time I take Daisy out, it's like I'm risking my life, but you know what? It breaks up the boredom.
We're gonna want EXO. I mean, this is just a suggestion, but we're gonna want a secondary pilot in the ship for whoever is piloting Daisy to make sure that if things go wrong, somebody can.
I'll be with Miller or Davis.
Okay. And then I don't know, where I can help. I do know how to attach the thing, but the Cham is better at it than I am.
Well, why don't you? Basically, we'll have you and Cham in the umbilical.
Okay.
Davis and I will be in Daisy.
Is Daisy like what's the
Well,
cargo
I was gonna say,
capacity?
I don't know. Do we want to put both
I think he should
pilots
stay on
in
the ship.
Davis? I was saying
Yeah.
leave somebody on so that if we need to pilot.
Yeah. No, I'll stay behind the pilot. Okay. I
There's
see
a
what you're
good chance Daisy's just going to take a dive out there. And,
saying. All right.
I'll be drifting out there for 71 years, just like.
Daisy.
I trust you, Davis.
All right.
For Miller. Wait, no.
You're Miller.
I'm Miller.
I'm Davis. Here's my thing.
Yes, I see. Buddy is Davis. Yes.
Yeah, you're my buddy.
Yes, you're my buddy.
My pill bottle's all empty.
That's why I was asking.
Cham's a rock.
Yeah, that's why he's better at
Jeez.
doing the heavy lifting.
All right, so you guys gather your stuff. Cham makes the repairs on Daisy. It's just the propulsion system. One of the little side impulses was out. One of your lateral stabilizers would have made it really fun watching you go in a circle in outer space. And that was the thing I was hoping was going to happen to you. Is I was hoping you were going to get your suit cut while you're out there, so you'd be like.
You guys are gonna have to go rescue me as I'm floating out in space. 30 seconds.
Yeah, and the umbilical sitting like right next to Daisy. The end of it's right there. And you look down at it, and it just looks chopped. It's greasy on the end.
Can I like test the grease?
Yeah, you look at it. It's probably some kind of lubricant.
Okay.
You're not sure how it got on there. If they dropped it after it came in. If it was just through the you know, the sealant or what, but nothing impressive.
Is it like on the cut though? Like just
Yeah, around the cut.
Okay. Strange coincidence. I'm
Yeah.
starting to get a little paranoid in my head and putting situations
Am I there
together.
watching him? I'm not watching him do this,
Yeah,
right?
right. Yeah, and he's just making sure that you're set up for Daisy. So you hop in Daisy and head out and have lined up next to the Cronus. So you guys are here. You line up there. Daisy's here. The umbilicus runs in between the two. As it extends out, in typical HR Giger artwork, it kind of becomes erect and then extends outward, trying to meet up with. Anyways, it's kind of a male-female thing as it goes. So
Is in this case the female dead?
well,
Oh God!
it's all right there,
Well, if
baby.
you look at most of the Giger's art, half of these look dead anyway.
Anyways, you'll need I think I need a heavy machinery roll.
I'm helping Cham with that. That's why I said Cham's better than I am.
Go ahead and make his roll. He is